Hello, everyone. So, I've been asking you guys some weird questions on my community tab. Now, by the way, I do have my community tab open to the public as well. If anyone wants to post anything, they're welcome to do it. I just don't know what would the content be about. But anyways, I've been asking you guys some really strange questions, so let's go through them. So 3 weeks ago, I asked you guys, why do you think some guys like trans women? And the options I gave are pretty interesting because they are gay but don't want to be seen as a homosexual, because they don't mind trans women, they prefer trans women over real women, or see results. So we don't have to worry about this, but 14% were really wanting to see the results. And um, a few people, 10%, say that they prefer trans women over real women. And then 57% said they don't mind trans women. 19% said, they are gay, but they don't want to be seen as homosexual. It is interesting, these questions, because I feel like, plenty of people are different. Some people I've come across, not on this channel, but I've come across a few people who they are, I would say, not gay, but they really like trans women. And they'll say how they really, really love trans women. They'll be descriptive. And it's interesting because they don't date guys. They really feel repulsed by guys. So, I understand that feeling, but of course it is interesting. Some people will say they would rather date a trans woman over a woman. So, it's good to ask this question. So here we have another question 2 days ago. Who is most likely to transition? So the first option is FouseyTube. For those who don't know, FouseyTube is, I would say, one of the YouTube OG stars. No, I don't mean as in like decades ago, because obviously I wasn't around. But either way, he was one of the popular YouTubers back in the day, one of the popular outgoing YouTubers. When you think of those popular outgoing YouTubers, you think of FouseyTube, Liza Koshy, what else? Lily Singh, Jenna Marbles, Gabby Hanna. Who else? I'm trying to name these guys. So many, so many. That I'm forgetting a lot of names, but you will think of these guys, even PewDiePie, but then PewDiePie kind of fell in that controversial side, even though he wasn't majorly controversial. He just had some edgy jokes, and a lot of people took offense to those jokes. But no, like when you thought of those YouTubers, you thought of those people, and even Casper Lee. Some people would think of Casper Lee. I wonder what he's doing. Did you know Casper Lee is half South African? Or is he full South African? I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, you would think of these guys. Also, that other chick. What's her name? Forgot. The British one. Um, I'm forgetting. A lot of those very popular vloggers. Some people would know of Dan and Phil. People would always, have fan art of them. I'm not even sure if they're dating. I don't even know. But anyways, you would think of those guys. Even Tyler Oakley, by the way. Some of you may know who Tyler Oakley is. But yeah, anyways, I'm rambling so long. Sorry. Then we have Youngblood. Now, I've only recently come across Youngblood, and let me just say that it was a clip of him dissing J.K. Rowling. And I was like, okay, okay. Already I know a lot about this guy without doing tons of research. Now, I just want to say it does look like Eric from VAT19. Eric dressed as Chris Cadabra. Some of you who watch VAT19 may know who I'm talking about. Growing up, I loved VAT19. I still do, but back in the day, their ads were just so huge, and I remember, like, even hours after I woke up, or even an hour after I woke up, I would watch their videos. There were days where I would just binge watch all of their content. Such good times, you know? But anyways, um, there's this one employee, Eric, who would dress up as different characters, just like all the other employees for the ads. And one of the characters Eric would dress up as is Chris Kadabra, and it just looks like Chris Kadabra. Anyways, next we have Hasan Piker, which I'm sure many of you guys are well aware by now. I mean, come on. Okay, always in the news for some reason. So yeah, I don't have to give you that much information on the guy, but I have to say that um, uh, when it comes to like the big political streamers, you would think of him. You would really think of him. Then we have Safe Sleazy. I wrote Safe Sleazy because I forgot his name. I really forgot his name. I don't know if it's Curtis Connor or Adam Curtis. I totally forgot his name. And here I'm thinking, oh, what the hell is his name? So I just wrote Safe Sleazy because there's a meme going about him and people who look like him and how safe they are with their edginess. So out of 15 votes, majority of you guys voted for Hasan Piker, which is interesting because if I were to choose, I would say FouseyTube, and FouseyTube got 0 votes because he has been acting a bit zesty recently. And it doesn't mean that if you are zesty, you're going to transition. It just means that, yeah, you just, there's a chance, especially these days. But obviously Safe Sleazy and Youngblood, definitely. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.